Well, I debated even making a video about this because it's super depressing, but we had another rampage happen last night, which the last time this happened was about 2 years ago. Something got in through the back there, so when I came out to feed this morning, the flight cage floor was littered with a bunch of dead pigeons, some of which were some of my favorites. It also killed the two ducks, the two female ducks, the gray ducks they've been in a couple of the videos. Also killed the runner duck, the father of them, and then there was another female gray duck that went missing, and also the runner duck, he was missing too, so I assume whatever got in the cage took them with it. I've already, taken care of cleaning up everything. As you can see, everybody's a little bit antsy. Oh, where'd you come from? Okay, I guess you aren't missing. I couldn't find you this morning. So, anyway, this is the spot back here that I've put dirt and stakes and stuff in there to try to curb the problem until we get these moved over to their new place. So I cleaned these two ducks up that were still alive and put blue spray on them, which is this farm spray that we use for injuries, and I don't know if they're going to make it. I wasn't even going to show this, but it's not so gruesome now that spray is covering the wounds, because that spray is like blue. But they're not doing great, but they are alive, and I'm going to try to nurse them back if I can. Those are two of my favorite birds too. It's sad when this type of thing happens. Alright, so I got this, and we just so happen to have a Big Lots right next door to our Tractor Supply. So I'm going to try cat food first. This is the trap. So we will see what happens. This is where it got in. Okay, these guys are doing a little bit better. This is day 2. They stayed inside the utility room last night, and then I moved them out here. They're moving around a lot more today. They still look pretty bad, but we'll see what happens. But I moved them back out here. Ducks are very messy, as you may know. But that's not the only reason. They are actually more lively around there, because that's the white pekin right there. That's his mate. So he's a little more lively, and so is this one, being out here amongst their buddies. So I'm hoping for the best. Okay, let's go out here and see what we got in the trap this morning. Kind of already know, but as I looked through, but it's not what we had come into our cage. It's a baby possum. There's no way that that's what did it, but there's the little guy right there. I'm gonna let him out. That is not the droids we are looking for. Come on out of there, buddy. Guess he hadn't figured out yet that it's open. Come on. There he goes. He's going around the... Well, I'm guessing he went around the goats and into the woods because he didn't come this way. So I'll have to reset that tonight. And I don't know what it is, but I know that it's not a baby possum. Not the damage that it did. Possums very rarely will attack stuff this size anyway. They got to be really hungry to do that. Raccoons will, but possums usually won't. This chicken showed up yesterday. That is not our chicken, but it showed up. It's in here for now, unless somebody comes looking for it. Okay, I came out here last night to check the trap, and there was already something in it, and it was raining, so I put a piece of wood over the top of it. But this is definitely different from yesterday, and I have a feeling this might be what got in our cage and did the damage it did. Now, this is a raccoon, and raccoons can definitely get in there and kill chickens. So, and it's a big one, but probably small enough to be able to fit in the cage. So I'm going to take this guy off somewhere and put him in the woods. I don't want to hurt him. I just want him to not come back. All right, he's in the back of the truck. Okay, this is about a week later, so a little update. The white pecan duck did not make it. It's a very sad decline in its health. This is the musk runner, and he has just now started eating. He'd been drinking with no problem, but he's just now, so he's starting to get better, and then the runner duck is slowly making a comeback too. They're both starting to eat now, which is really good. That's good news. So, it was an unfortunate thing that happened, but it gets worse, so before it gets better. And the worst that it got is that a couple of nights after the last video, I heard something going on out here, and I came running out, and there was a pack of coyotes inside the flight cage. And I ran out here as fast as I could. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and they had already ripped open the cage on the rabbits and gotten our oldest rabbit that's in there. It's no longer in there now. So all in all, they got quite a bit of our animals. So I took drastic measures. I've been keeping this trap set out here, but I ended up having, they broke in right here. So I put a piece of plywood up. But that's where they got in, and that's the only spot that didn't have fencing. Everywhere else has fencing that goes all the way around. So what I decided to do is order an electric fence. So that's what I did. You know, I don't want to do too much more over here because we're going to be moving all this stuff to the new property. So this is just kind of a precaution type thing until we get moved. But here is what I ended up getting. This is the Energizer. And I researched for quite a while to get what I needed to get. So I got that, and then here's the fence. It's 162 feet at 48 inches tall, I believe. We'll get that out and look. But so I'm going to go all the way around the flight cage and electrify it as another precaution. I'll also put vinegar around it and some extra fencing, so see if we can keep them out of there. Harry, have you come over here to help me open this? Okay. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be. I've seen these before. I haven't ever used them, but I've seen these before. A lot of people like these, so I think this is going to be a good deterrent. I'm going to start setting this up. Alright, so I got this all put up, and then it got dark, so I got to finish today putting the ground in and all that stuff. But I wanted to show our new resident. Petey finally got a girlfriend. You know, Petey's our little call duck. So we got a female call duck now, and there she is, hanging out in the pond. And she's tried to hang out with Petey, but Petey just runs from her because he's never been around another call duck before, so. There comes Petey. Petey is best friends with that elderly Muscovy male duck. They're pretty much inseparable. So Petey's kind of unsure of the new female call duck. This is the rod that I got from Tractor Supply to use as a stake for the ground. So I need to grind some of this coating off of this to give it a little bit better spot to attach the wire to. I think that'll be fine. Okay, I hear a clicking noise. I've got it turned on. I mounted it in here in the greenhouse to keep it out of the weather. It says it's discharging, and I hear it coming from over here, so let's go see what that is. turn it off. I think that leaf wrapped around it might be doing it. You're supposed to limit the amount of vegetation it touches. Well, now that I'm over here looking, I see what happened. It was touching this fence, the metal fence back there. So I need to fix that, make sure it's not going to rub against that. Okay. Probably need to tie that with something too, just to make sure, but that will keep it away from that metal. Okay, that should work. Let's go turn it back on. Okay. Still says it's discharging. Let's see if we can find it. Tell you what, that thing is sensitive. That was just a little bit of a wet twig. Alright, okay, I am finished with this. So it is all the way around, minus the door, which I can roll that past the door if I want to. They haven't tried to come in here before, but if they do, I can always electrify that side. So it goes all the way around, and I've got it not touching any of the metal. And I researched, it is okay for it to click a little bit. So we'll go over here, you guys. And it goes all the way around. So I'm hoping that's going to solve our coyote problems. Of course, there is other precautions we're taking too, like I had the trap set up and we put vinegar out. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully this will solve the problem. And a little update on the ducks. You can see that runner duck just kind of barely moving there. He is doing better. He's at least eating now. So, and then this is the musk runner. And he is also eating and drinking now. So that's a good sign. So hopefully they'll get better. It's always a sad thing to have something like that happen. And it looks like Petey has warmed up to his girlfriend. They make a distinctive call. It's pretty loud. But I am glad to see that Petey's warming up to her. And this old guy right here, this is our first duck that we have had babies hatched off of. He's an old guy now, but he gets by. He still eats well. Are you doing better? A little bit. And you've grown your feathers back. I guess that's going to probably be the last thing. They got you good, didn't they? All right, go to bed. Go to bed. All right, you all set? Oh, you don't want me putting the GoPro in there, I know. What, Sally? What, you don't like the GoPro, do you? And it's near your eggs. You don't want it near your eggs, do you? Alright, well, I'm hoping that's going to work out nice. We shall see.